be sharing communication with itself connected through the God source, and so it would be a living matrix of perpetual motion, life flows of a loving, beautiful creation without limit. And that's what the intention was when we first came forth, you know. That's what the intention was when we first came forth as a part of God mind, as a part of God consciousness, as God expressing through itself as us, because we are the offspring of the entirety of the purpose of God, which is the one life everywhere. And that's what we're here for. We're here to experience that, and we've been corrupted along the way. Without you knowing that there is a corruption, without you knowing that there is programming in the templates of your hologram, without you knowing that, you can't do anything about the correcting of that. So it becomes very, very obvious at some point that we have been corrupted, you know, and that we're still perpetuating these programs and codes of frequency and light and sound of depravity. We're still sowing and reaping it. We're still reaping it, you know, because we don't know how to go about realigning. We don't know how to go about joining back into that consciousness of love and light that is above us in multi-dimensional structure. We don't know how to go about it when we're in separation, because we're trying to work by the sweat of our brow continuously. We're trying to work by the sweat of our brow continuously to survive against God, or to survive against our natural abilities. And in the book that I wrote, actually, I give many examples of the natural abilities that we have. In that Christ itself, I mean, when Jesus walked on the face of the earth, he demonstrated many, many miracles of love and healing, compassion, and beautiful things, and teaching. He demonstrated that from the high, beautiful mind of God as the Father would work through him. And the things that he could do, I mean, amazing things he could do. To us it was amazing, but to him it was natural. You see, it was natural to him because that's who he is. That's who he knew. He knew he was one with the Father at that time. And we in separation can't do those, and we think it's quite marvellous that, you know, he did those things. Well, you know, the Bible says, as he is, so are you in the world, and far greater things shall you do. Far greater things shall you do, because I have gone to the Father. And, you know, the power that Christ has attained for us, and the open gateways of alignment that are now channels of love and light and beauty coming down into us, we can just tap into the loving frequencies of regeneration, and we will find within us those potentials. I like in the Bible where it says every earthen vessel has the richness of the treasure of God. You see, every earthen vessel, in other words your body, has the treasure of God, the Spirit of God without measure, that rich treasure. And you shall bring up treasures of old and treasures of new. In other words, you'll bring up some of the old beautiful memories of your own capacity to create in reality, from the archives of your beauty that are stored down underneath the overlay of the corruption. You're going to find those. You're going to dig like a gold mine within your own structure. You're going to tap into those wonderful foundation stones that you have already created in your experience. You've created such wonderful and marvellous things already, and they're laying there under the overburden of the corruption of the thought system that contains you at the present moment. And you're going to bring some new ones out too, because you can create some wonderful things even now through the knowledge of your reconnection to God's source. You're not limited by your past experiences. You can create new experiences right now through using the right mind. You know, you are a creator. You are co-created with God's source. God creates through you because you are God consciousness. God is you. God is you. And God is everyone. And God shines through each one to see itself everywhere. You know, God is looking for itself everywhere, that it can know itself and say, wow, there I am, you know, and it's coming through you, and it is you. And so, you know, this is the regeneration of the cellular structure and the atomic structure of the body. It's imperative, it's very important that the cellular structure of your body becomes regenerated, rather than going back to dust. You don't want to lay the body down to dust time and time again, because the dust body is your teaching and learning device, a biological feedback loop to your own awareness of yourself, that you might realize that you're going to take your body up, just like Jesus demonstrated. He took his body up, he changed it back to light. He took full control over his body through his mind. See, the body is a projection of the mind. And the body being a projection of the mind, and the body being corrupted, means that the mind is corrupted. When the mind is renewed and restored and realigned, then the shining light from the higher dimensional frequency bands of the kingdom of heaven from within and all around you will transfigure the body back to light, and you'll be in full control of your vessel, and you don't even have to appear again as a body. You can appear as anything you want to appear as. You've got a creative mind. You can create any form in time and space and be in full control of it. And that's the beauty of the teachings of Christ, that we're limited down here because of the teachings of another mind. It's a corrupt world. Sure, it doesn't exist in God's mind, but in our mind it does exist, because we're projecting it as a corporate delusion. Every person on the planet, 7 billion people, are projecting this world. You know, consciousness is the result of your own extension of intention. And if this is what you intend to have as your world, where people are running around killing one another in wars, and there's famine and pestilence and disease and earthquakes and all these things, you know, that seem to be occurring here, if that's the product of our unified mind, then surely it must be that through changing the mind, that the world will become a different place. You know, we'll see a different world. You can't change it on the physicality, because it must be changed from a higher station of consciousness. You can't use the deluded mind to change the world, because the world is the deluded mind. You know, it's only through using the high frequency mind of regeneration that this world will come into transformation. You're going to leave it behind. It's going to become the nothingness that it is in your own mind. But it only holds itself here because you won't change your mind. You know, everyone on the planet is projecting this world of delusion and confusion, and it won't go away until we reconnect into our original mind, you know, with which to think. You know, and so it's a wonderful thing. I'm just going to play a song now. I don't know whether you guys can pick it up on